I'm so tired. I was out, and I went to a bar last night, and I did not drink. I had one cider, but I didn't sleep well. So I woke up this morning not hungover, but sleep deprived.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I feel very slow. I feel very mellow. I feel like I could probably sleep another 8 to 10 hours. Just
I feel
one
that
of
way.
those.
It's doing that rain. It's that raining thing where it's been raining all day.
It's not raining here. It's beautiful blue skies and sunny here, but
No, I'm saying here. It's the same thing. I'm relating to your conversation because now we've got we're past the crazy downpour monsoon, and now we're at this nice slow pace rain. So it's good for sleeping.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of sleeping, but I'm not good at napping. I'll take one of those naps where you lay down and you go, I'm just gonna get an hour of sleep. It's just gonna be a quick hour, and then you lay down and you sleep that hour, and you wake up and you're like, okay, maybe I can stretch this to 2. So you move some shit around, you get 2 hours of sleep.
Stretch that to 2, and then you're like, man, that was awesome.
No, then I get up at 2 and I think to myself, yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I should just go to bed, and then I'll
Probably
go to bed.
should just turn in for the day.
Yeah, so I'll just give it that 18 hours of sleep. At 18 to 20, that's the good spot right there. You feel good when you get up after an 18-hour night of sleep.
You're not really sure what's happened in the world, though, why you've been gone, because it feels like you just came up out of an underground bunker.
Yeah, for sure. You don't know what's going on.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, we're live.
Live.
This is the Wizard and Warrior podcast.
Live on Sevenish Things, and a sleepy, rainy, or sunny, depending on where you are in the world.
Right. Could be cold, too.
Yeah, I guess.
Tropical?
Yeah, how often does it rain during this time of year in Austin, Texas? Not that it matters to you since you're in a heavily fortified bunker 17 miles below the surface of the earth, but...
Correct.
What's going on up there? You said it was pouring?
Yeah, it was it's been trying to rain for 4 days. So it's finally raining, so it's been super humid. So the workouts have been brutal.
Gross.
Just
no air conditioning in the gym?
Hell no, that's for pussies.
No air conditioning in the Transform Fitness gym.
We got fans. You got to sweat, though, man. You want to lose some weight?
Yeah, what kind of fans you got? You got those big, swamp cooler fans, big fans?
No, we've got I always call it the Sam's fan. You always saw it at Sam's, and it's 48 inches. It's this big, giant box fan. Move some air.
All right.
And there's another one up on the wall and stuff like that. It works good.
Just looking at the pictures on Transform Fitness, it looks pretty busy there. It looks like you guys got a big hunk of clientele coming in. Things are establishing themselves nicely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. For those who don't know, up on our newly launched website, sevenishthings.com, that's SEVENISH things.com, there's a merch page where we're selling some t-shirts. About to fill this room full of uppercuts and a voucher for one free uppercut with every stupid thing you say. But the same company that I was making those t-shirts with, I made some reasonably solid Transform Fitness leggings. I'm excited to see how those come out.
Yeah, I ordered both pairs.
Yeah, they were good looking.
Not for myself.
No, not for you. I'd wear them, dude. I'll order a pair for me. What's going on this week?
Just a pretty busy week. Got a new pinball machine.
It's new pinball machine.
Probably the best one I've ever played.
What makes it give me the description, paint the picture.
Okay, so
describe this thing and then tell me why it's the best.
Fucking Iron Maiden. It's Iron Maiden pinball machine, so it's a music themed pinball. And it is just fucking ridiculous. It looks so gorgeous. The colors, everything on it bright, all the lights.
Is it a modern pinball machine or a
yeah,
classic?
it's a modern. It's got a big, nice LCD screen in the back, and so when you enter different modes, it calls out the modes to you, and then it tells you what to do and things like that. So it interacts with you a lot more than just banging around the ball. It's fun. And the one thing that I really like about it, there are a couple, but some of them just have shitloads of spots where if you don't shoot the ball right, it goes right down the shitter, and that is just fucking demoralizing. So this one's pretty good. There's only a couple times where it's really done that, but you can usually
it just drains.
It's pretty rare on this one so far.
Right. And so what makes it the best pinball? First of all,
that's what I just told you.
You could have gotten more in depth in the description, because what I'm hearing in my mind right now is it's an Iron Maiden pinball machine that's got an LCD screen and
with unbelievable graphics. Unbelievable. Hand painted, everything. It's just gorgeous. It's really cool. It's like, if the Iron Maiden, they've got Eddie, and it's all like the different versions of Eddie. You could select which song you want to play. So Trooper, you can go Run for the Hills. You can go through all the classic Iron Maiden songs.
Is this the Iron Maiden Pro?
Yep.
By Stern Pinball?
By Stern, yeah. They're on a tear right now, making some good pinballs. But so it's fucking loud too. You can crank that shit up, and so you're like rocking out.
So I feel they've done a better job of describing it than you have. They've said,
all right,
formed in 1975, Iron Maiden led the wave of British heavy metal music and became a global institution. Over the course of 40 years, the band has come to embody a spirit of fearless creative independence, ferocious dedication to fans, and a cheerful indifference to critics. See, they've given you why it's an Iron Maiden machine, which you failed to do in your story. I've gotten some feedback on our podcast that people look forward to your Ryan stories and in their mind see the Ryan puppet telling them, and I feel like you failed everybody. With over 90 million album sales, more than 2,000 live performances in 63 countries, tens of millions of fans, and 16
I told them
studio
exactly
albums
what makes it a good pinball. It's because it's the interaction between you and the machine. It's it's forgiving. It doesn't have a lot of drain shots, and it looks and sounds fucking amazing.
Right.
That's what makes it a good pinball machine. And
but you're not painting a picture for our listeners. They don't know what in their mind. They're seeing a pinball machine. They're seeing a track. Are there ramps? Are there rails? What spins?
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Let's paint a better picture then.
That's what I'm saying.
So you've got ramps on both sides, and then you've got a ramp up the middle, which you shoot the ball into like this. It's like a kind of Egypt themed up there, and you hit this pharaoh. And then that usually starts like the ball locks. There's 4 different flippers on it, so you've got 3 different levels of them. Pretty awesome there. And then you have to learn how to hit it. You hit the small one, then it'll go around, and then you can hit the big one, and it goes around. But then the ball is like going frickin' 90 miles an hour, so you have to learn. Your timing has to get increasingly better on there. There's some really cool stuff. Lots of like trick shots and things like that you can do. The left ramp's like impossible to hit, because it's in between those bumpers. But it's all the modes. There's lots of multi-balls, too. And people like that, right? You're trying to go pro on this shit. Just trying to have some fun.
Okay. I don't know. I'm a
What's
little
wrong with
underwhelmed.
you?
I'm a little underwhelmed with your description of this. You've been hyping it up all week for me.
If you
and I
fucking
wanted
played
more.
it, you would know.
Well, yeah, but I wanted you to come hard. I wanted you to be like, look, man, this is based on the world of Iron Maiden, Legacy of the Beast. There's like 12 selectable Iron Maiden songs. Aces High, Number of the Beast, Fear of the Dark. All the art's hand-drawn by Zombie Yeti. It's got 3 bank trooper drop targets, 4 flippers, 3 segment bullseye targets with color actuating LEDs, laser cut center jump ramp. This thing's got a production limited to 500 machines. This thing, that's what I wanted. I didn't get it.
Yeah, but you're reading that shit. That's from someone else.
I'm reading the cut sheet on the website. Iron Maiden leg. I've never seen this machine.
I mean, you should have
knew that off the
started
top
out.
of my head.
I sent you pictures of. You have seen it. You should have started off with Sunday, monster trucks, Bigfoot versus Gravedigger.
Well, yeah. Well, $5 buys you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. I mean,
Hey, speaking of that, what do you think about those like fucking extra chairs that people get? I don't even. I haven't been to like an event like that in a long time, but where like you're sitting on like the metal benches, the aluminum benches, and then you see like those people with those fucking seats. What do you think about that?
You mean the little they bring in the little fold up?
No, they like rent them. They used to rent them at those places.
Oh, I don't know. So I, as a person who has a significant and annoying back injury, the concept of sitting on one of those metal benches is terrifying for me, particularly for a 3-hour game. So I would definitely be one of those people who rolls up in there with one of those flippy down, cushiony, backresty, the thing that the augmenter, the thing that takes that metal ass brutal bench seat and turns it into a slightly less brutal backed seat. Yeah, I would use those. I ain't hating.
I'm just saying, like you're not hating now, but were you hating like before?
No, I don't. That's not me, man. People do whatever they want. I don't give a shit. I will tell you this: I went to WrestleMania 31 at Levi Stadium in San Jose, south of the Bay Area. And that was really, I paid a reasonable amount of money for a ticket in the lower bowl. So I was about 15 rows up from what would be called field level, and then the field level seats were ridiculous. Those are the
How much
ones
for
that
field
were,
level?
$2,000, $2,500.
Yeah, get some.
Yeah, I didn't sit down there, but I sat pretty close. I had a good view. It was a good time. Great show. But the people around me, this is Silicon Valley, and the people around me, many of them weren't wrestling fans. They bought tickets because it was just an event, and they kind of did it on a lark. That, hey, let's get tickets to WrestleMania, and they did that. And
It'll
these
be
are the
awesome.
people, yeah, these are people sitting next to me, so they were really impressed with a lot of stuff that sort of hardcore wrestling fans roll their eyes at. Triple H's entrance that was Terminator themed was cool, but it wasn't like the
What
coolest.
year is this?
This is 3 years ago, 2014.
Why was it Terminator themed?
Because that Terminator movie that had what's her face from Game of Thrones in it as Sarah Connor. Terminator Genesis.
Oh, the last one. I started watching that where I was like, this is too mind fucky.
It was okay. It wasn't great, but it didn't blow my skirt up. Anyway,
Go ahead.
there was a Terminator theme entrance, and the people around me were like, "That was awesome." It was kind of a thing, right? So these guys are asking me the whole show, like, "What are the rules of this match?" Like a ladder match happened at the beginning of the show. It was a 7-man ladder match. And
what are the rules? You said no rules, gentlemen.
No, I explained the rules. They must climb the ladder and retrieve the belt from hanging from above, and et cetera, et cetera. But it was interesting that a lot of the people that I talked to at that WrestleMania event, they were people who forked over $400, $500, $600 for tickets to an event that they didn't give a fuck about, just to see the spectacle of it.
Well, stacking paper.
I guess. But I wonder if that's the case when they have if they did a WrestleMania in Texas, in Dallas, where you don't have that Silicon Valley startup community. I wonder if it was higher in San Jose than it would have been in, say, New Orleans this year, where WrestleMania was a month ago.
You mean dollar bill wise?
Yeah, dollar bill wise.
No.
Dollar bills. Oh,
I don't
speaking
know.
of dollar bills, I think did you send me that comic book thing?
Yes.
The most
Jesus
tragic.
Christ.
Oh my God! Talking about it, this goes back to when we were talking about collections and that what you're willing to spend money on. And if you're willing to spend a little bit of Skrillo on collectibles and collection things. By the way, shout out to my boy out there who's a comic book fan. He asked me specifically. He's like, "Are you guys ever going to talk comics on the show?"
Absolutely.
Nice. And yeah, we will for sure. At some point or another, we'll get into it. But this is not that. This is a little different. But this is one of the most tragic things I think I've seen. So once I'll tee you up like that, and you tell the ish.
So
what happened?
So I was cruising through my Instagram, and then I see like this picture, and I'm like looking at this comic book, and it's in one of those like CGC certified things.
Yeah, by the way, Brendan, who's my comic book friend, he's gonna weep. If he hasn't seen this story, he's gonna weep.
Fucking weep for sure.
Weep.
And so
by the way, I actually won something from him. There was a charity donation, and I ended up winning a pretty awesome thing from him. It's a Winnebago Graveyard Trade paperback, double signed, custom book plate.
Oh, cool!
It's awesome. It's in the mail. Should be getting here soon. I'm super stoked.
Super dope, man.
Yeah, super dope. Anyway, go ahead.
So I'm looking at this and I see the comic in there and I'm like, man, the fucking top of this is all like broken. And so I was just
on Insta.
Yeah, this is on Instagram. And so then I looked at it. It's I follow a whole bunch of people with various interests, and I'm looking at it, and it's just like the whole top is crushed. And I was like, what is that? I was like, dude, that's so for people who don't know this is Showcase #1. Showcase is what an old comic that they used to, like in the 50s. It might even come up before that. Like Aquaman made his first appearance in there. This is the very first appearance of the Flash.
Yeah, first, #1, not Flash #1,
but his very first appearance. So this is the one that's worth the dollar bills. And I was looking at it, and I was just like, oh my God, somebody fucked this up. And then he's telling the story that basically he shipped the comic book from Canada to the U.S. and the
Right, so-
United States Customs fucking smashed the thing open, ripped the comic out, and was rifling through it.
Right. So in short, this person got on eBay or some such site, found this book. They went, "Oh my God, this is the one. I've been looking for this book for so long. It's the first appearance of the Flash. This guy, I'm gonna go." And he probably turned to a significant other and said, "I don't know, man. I've been looking for this one. I know it's expensive. It had a cost on there, didn't it?"
It depends, right? Of course, where you get it from. So it's anywhere from $5,000 to like 50.
Right. So it's
Or
a
more.
lot of money. He
60.
finally.
I mean, here's one in 6.0 condition for $62,000. Now, someone has to pay that to get it.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, it's at least worth $5,000. And
So
it's the fact that you can't freaking find one hardly.
Right.
You can eBay it, but now I got to get a good deal.
Now he's sitting there. He's got this thing on the screen, finger hovering over that click that says "Buy now." Finally, just swallows hard, hits click. Feels really great. Oh my God, I can't wait to get this thing. And then what arrives in the picture on Instagram is the book, the hard plastic outer shell cracked. The inner
It's not cracked.
sleeve,
Like the whole fucking top is broken off.
Yeah,
like
broken.
at an aggressive angle. The comic book is sitting
like
out there.
slammed over someone's knee, cracked,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
shattered. Yeah, broken in half.
Just ended that little precious field trip real quick.
Right. And then what he got back. So, yeah, U.S. Customs.
What he
I
gets
guess-
back is a bag of fucking dicks because there's nothing they can do about it.
Not a damn thing. I
Nothing.
wonder, I would like to know, having done a fair bit of international commerce and understanding that paperwork's involved, I wonder what the value was listed on there. Because
That's what the problem was.
they only put,
He put
Like
a
$1?
big he put a large. They said they probably saw the large value amount, and you had some Neanderthal who didn't think comics could be worth that much, and just fucking was like, "I'm gonna serve this guy a bag of dicks." I don't know, man. You could get, if you think about that, he could have someone just said, "Hey, this will be funny. I'm gonna fuck someone up today."
I guess.
Who knows?
I don't know. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the moral of the story here is don't buy shit from Canada.
Yeah, I think that's it.
When I bought shit,
Shop American.
when I lived in Canada and I would buy shit from the United States and have it shipped in, I occasionally got shit caught at the border, and then they would call me and ask me what it was, and I'd tell them, and they'd be like, "Okay." So a good example was I bought a can from ThinkGeek.com. I bought a can of tactical bacon, which is just a can of bacon, and I have not.
Awesome.
I bought this I think in 2009. I have not opened it. It's just, Lord knows what's in there now. But I bought this can of tactical bacon, and Customs calls me up. My Customs processor specifically, they call me up and they say, "Hey, did you order a can of tactical bacon?" I said, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah,
And
I
they say,
did.
"Is this meat?" And I said, "Well,
It was.
I guess technically, yeah, it's meat." And they said, I don't know that we can. I said, "Yeah, you can. You can get it in. Come on, man, you can get
It's
it in."
fucking
for me."
bacon, dude. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah. And he goes, "Okay, I'll see what I can do." And
Is that how he talked? He's like
Yeah.
just whiny.
And then a day later, my bacon showed up. So
With
yeah,
any
he was.
missing?
No, sealed can. Can remains sealed to this day. In case of zombie apocalypse, I have a can of bacon sitting on the shelf. Back, tactical bacon. Yeah,
In case some shit jumps off.
in case some shit goes wild.
You're like just
Yeah.
fucking like it's like you're hiding behind a car. I gotta eat this shit. I'm definitely not leaving this for the next person.
No, I don't. I'm a little. I want to open it. I would like to see what's inside, but I don't want to open it.
Didn't you have that unicorn meat, or was it the?
No, they sold that, which was just a cut up stuffed unicorn in a can. That was a joke.
No. What was the other one? The Sir Spam-A-Lot, the Monty Python spam cans.
No, I didn't. That wasn't me.
I thought that was you.
It definitely sounds like something I would do, but it wasn't me. No, I think I had the tactical bacon in the office back in Arizona. I think it was on a shelf in the office before I took it home.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely in my office in Calgary. So I shipped it to Canada and then brought it back into the United States.
Do you
along
think
with
that
everything
does
else.
that Monty Python stuff hold up?
Yes and no. Yes, it absolutely does, but I think it holds up because it's Monty Python. I think they were brilliant comedians who continue to be, that were at the time way ahead of their time, and their comedy may have, saying ahead of their time is probably not accurate. I would say it would be more accurate to say that their comedy was a unique flavor and genre that remains funny today. And
Because of who they are.
because of who they are and because of the type of humor that it was, that it holds up today because it's so bizarre. It's so sort of surrealist funny. Ministry of Silly Walks and the Parrot sketch.
The parrot
and,
sketch.
Holy
Wink.
Grail. They're all still
Wink, wink,
really
nudge,
funny.
nudge.
Yeah, they're still really funny, but in a different way now. Like I think that they were really groundbreaking and edgy then, and it's not edgy comedy anymore because we've seen
No.
a million sketches from a million sketch comedy shows do some stuff
Right.
that rides the lightning, but their shit's still really funny, and I still really like it, and yeah, I think those guys were unique in a way that, particularly as a group, that I don't think can be recreated. But in the same vein, in the same way, in a different flavor of comedy, another ensemble cast that kind of caught lightning in a bottle, to use a cliche, was the cast of A Living Color in the 90s.
Oh my
Keenan
God.
and Damon and Jim Carrey, Alan Greer.
Who was Jamie Foxx was talking about that.
Jamie Foxx.
He was saying he goes, I'm funny. He goes, I'm a really good comedian. He goes, I was the what do you say? I was the 8th funniest person on that show.
Yeah.
He goes, it was just a show full of killers.
Yeah, just murderers and some really funny sketches, and still shit pops into my head nowadays
Oh my God.
where I saw, I don't even remember what I was watching.
What was your
but
favorite sketch?
of all time? There was this James Bond girl audition sketch starring Ali Wentworth that for some reason it always just cracked me up. And so what I was about to tell you was that I was watching something or other, and Alexandra Wentworth, who is the actress's name, popped up as sort of a side character on the street, about a 3-minute interaction. And the only other place that I really remember seeing Ali Wentworth in anything other than Living Color was she had a bit part in Jerry Maguire. And I was sitting with Amy and I'm watching it and I go, hey, that's Ali Wentworth. And she's like, who? And I realized that even if I tried to explain what I know her from, and that this one sketch stayed with me all this time, it still would be, that's one of those deep cut pub night trivia questions of who this person is. The only other reason that you might know her is that she's married to George Stephanopoulos, who's a political commentator. And I think her dad was someone famous, but I can't remember who. I'd have to look it up.
I don't know. She was a fly girl.
I didn't know that. I just know
Was
that
she a
she
fly
did
girl?
this.
Hold on.
No. Rosie Perez was, but I know that Ali Wentworth.
Jennifer
did this-
Lopez was.
That's what I meant. No, Rosie Perez too. Weren't they both? I know Jennifer Lopez was, but now I'm thinking Rosie Perez was something
think
on that
that's-
show too. I don't remember. Shit. I don't remember. Yeah, that was, but that sketch. That's the one that, I mean, they were all good, right? Homie the Clown was hilarious. And
I like the
Fire
one where
Marshal Bill.
Damon Wayans was the homeless guy. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, this is my house. And he's like, let me just get my tape measure. And he pulls off his belt and then his pants comes down and he shows his toilet. And it's like this can and he's got like this
A pickle
turd.
in it. There was a pickle in it.
I know, but
That's
it's
right.
supposed to be a turd. Yeah,
I know what it's supposed to be, but it's a pickle. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
that was funny. The
Yeah.
put down show. Because that shit was like, that was everything. Like put downs. You're sending people put downs all the time.
Yeah.
Talking about people's mama.
Yeah. That was a good show. It was a real good show. It was, that's one of those ones from my youth that was sort of fundamental to me thinking about that time. Like, it's hard for me to think about being 12 or 13 and not come back to that show. Same thing with
Beavis
Jim
and
Carrey
Butthead.
making it big out of that. Beavis and Butthead for sure. But Jim Carrey making it out of that show with the first Ace Ventura. When that hit and he became a star, everybody was like, oh shit, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. David Allen Greer was on that show. Tommy Davidson. Oh, he did a Michael Jackson sketch. Remember when Michael Jackson came out
yes,
with that?
that's the best one. And he goes, because he goes up to punch the car window, and then the fucking is, he said, let me see, I can still remember that. He's like, he said, I wrote a letter to a rat named Ben. Remember, I used to know all the words to that shit. And then when he's supposed to scream, the wind blows him down the street. Oh my god, that shit was funny.
Well, that was right when that black and white video from Michael Jackson
That's
came
exactly
out.
what it was. So for our listeners, if you're too young to know what Living Color is, you need to go back and check that shit out.
Yeah, YouTube that shit. We'll post some links.
I don't think it would fly today, but it was unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh shit, Carrie Ann Inaba was a fly girl. Carrie Ann Inaba is one of the judges on Dancing with the Stars. She was in 68 episodes as a fly girl.
I have no idea how to spell her name. I'm not even sure.
For the Dancing with the Stars members of the Ish Army.
Nice.
Yeah. Allie Wentworth. Jennifer Lopez. She was a fly girl.
You said Rosie Perez?
I said Rosie Perez, but I don't see her
I think
in
you're
here.
wrong.
I think I'm wrong, too. That's what I get for being sleepy and not getting enough shut-eye.
But you got that alpha brain going.
I do. But I took it just before the show, so it's going to kick in right after we stop recording.
So did I.
Yeah. Oh, right after the show, I'll be like, oh, man, I remember everything that I've ever wanted to remember ever an hour too late. But I guess that's the way to go. So what else is going on this week? So you got a pinball machine. You got a good Instagram comic book post. What else happened this week?
Oh, well, I've been told you I've been trying to get you to watch that Lost in Space on Netflix, which is unbelievable. That's such a good show.
I haven't watched it at all.
The acting is awesome. The cinematography, everything that makes the show good. There's action. It keeps you going. It's appropriate. Your kids can watch it.
All right, I'll check it out.
Brad started watching it with his kids. It's really good. So we finished that up, and then
we have my kids and I are stuck in the MCU where we're watching them in chronological order, so that we can go see I already saw Avengers because I'm not going to wait for my kids to see that movie. So I already went and saw it, and now I'm working through all the MCU movies to go back and see it with my kids. They were kind of young. I mean, the movies came out 10 years ago, and only one of my kids is over 10.
Right.
So we just watched in chronological order. The first one's Captain America: The First Avenger. So we just watched that one, and they really liked it. So they haven't been into Marvel, and I think they didn't get the whole MCU thing because they've only kind of pieced together a couple of these. They both saw Black Panther and really liked it, but that's way down the line. So we went back and started with Captain America. We're going to watch Iron Man tonight. Iron Man 2,
first one.
Incredible Hulk, Thor, etc. Yeah, the very first one.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be good. So what else? Oh, did you watch any of... You did? Yeah.
I watched the very first episode of Cobra Kai on YouTube Red.
I did too. I paid for YouTube Red so that I could watch this show. What did you think?
It was amazing. I loved every second of it. I was like giggling watching this. I was like, this is so good. I was like, and my wife is sitting there. She's like, well, this is all right, I guess. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is amazing. When he looks at him and he goes, Firebird? He goes, Pontiac? Firebird? Really?
Yeah. Did you like it because of the nostalgic quotient? Because I really liked it too. And what I liked about it, and I could not tell, and I read in somebody's interview who kind of talked about this a little bit too, was that I don't know if I liked it ironically or not. I don't know. I'm having a hard time reconciling that. Did I like it because it was bad? Because it's a retelling of Karate Kid, of the first movie.
Is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that
I got that within the first 5 seconds. It's just a complete reversal. Yeah. The kid comes to him, can you teach me karate?
Yeah, he's the handyman now, but he's also like weirdly racist. He's an anti-hero.
Racist? He wasn't weirdly racist.
No, Johnny Lawrence is. For sure he is. To the kid, the Mexican kid, he's like, go back and watch the first line. The first thing out of Johnny Lawrence's mouth is something like another fucking immigrant. Well, he doesn't say fucking.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does say that.
Another immigrant. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely an asshole. Like, he's not a nice guy. But yeah, do I want to root for him? Kinda.
Dude, when the fucking guy at the gas station had his fucking pizza in his hand,
just manhandling it.
I was
manhandling it
with the
Oh my
two.
God.
He had two different Band-Aids, and they had like little blood stains. I mean, they went hard in the paint on that. I was dying.
Went hard.
Hey man, watch it! It's a classic car.
Yeah. And then, can I get my goddamn slice? And he just grabs it and just paws it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the kid's like, "You're a fucking loser eating your dinner at a gas station."
Yeah, it was your convenience store dinner or whatever he said.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm gonna keep watching for sure. I think it's gonna be cringy. Because I in the trailer you see that Ralph Macchio's doing karate again too, and by the way, the action in that episode was super cringy. I appreciated that Johnny throws that first sort of roundhousey kick. Yeah, that and immediately like grabs his legs like, oh, my hammies aren't up for this.
Yeah.
But the action itself was pretty piss poor. So I'm hoping it gets better as it goes.
I didn't even mind it one bit though. I was so like just in love with the nostalgia, I think, of it, and just really excited for it.
Yeah,
it's good. But I'm not taking it fucking seriously. Like, it's a fun show.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's not doing anything. It's not
Daniel
trying
Craig style like fucking choreographed fight.
Right. Yeah. I like it. I recommend it. I think people should keep going.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
And
it's so good.
I'm really excited to try to get my kid to dress up as Cobra Kai. CAI.
For sure.
Because for those who don't know, my son's name is Cairo. But so I've been trying to do this forever, and now I think I can show him a little bit of this show, get him and he does BJJ, so it's not like he's never been in a gi before. But I can get him the sleeveless Cobra Kai gi. That's exciting. That's super exciting.
Sleeveless. I forgot they are sleeveless. That is funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you
It's
imagine?
like extra. It's like extra dirtbaggy.
It is extra dirtbaggy, isn't it? It's super douchey, is what it is.
I like it though. I think it'd be funny. You sitting there, you got the guns out. So.
Well, he's got well, actually, my daughter, Jesus, she's yoked, man. She's got a 6-pack. She looks like Nikki, just a tiny 12-year-old version. Look, if you want to get in shape, diet, exercise, or alternatively, 12 hours a week in a competitive gymnastics gym, and that'll do it for you. She's doing muscle ups. She's on the bar. She's doing flyaways on the bar. Vault, all that shit. Walking around on her hands. Yeah, she's yoked.
It's good stuff for sure.
Yeah. That was really good. Other than MCU and Cobra Kai, I haven't really committed to watching anything. I watched Avengers. I really liked it.
I didn't see it yet. How good was it?
It was really good. It was fun because of the tie-ins. I think a lot of the people that I read, their reactions to it were very emotionally charged reaction-wise, and I did not have any of that. I walked out and I went, okay, I'm ready for the next one, but I didn't feel devastated like some people said, and without giving spoilers about may or may not have happened, but I didn't have any of that. I just went, okay.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Yeah, Snape kills Dumbledore.
That's like one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
The T-shirt?
No, when the launch of the book. So they hacked it on the internet like a few days before. And then like all these people are waiting in line to buy the Harry Potter book. And these guys are driving by in their car and they're like, "Hey fucking nerds, Snape kills Dumbledore." And they're like fucking do a burnout and like take off. I mean, it was like fucking hilarious.
Well, I liked the shirts. There were T-shirts that said Dumbledore dies on page 596.
Oh my god.
Yeah, those are pretty solid. We'll have to come up with some good T-shirt designs.
Just a gangster spoiler chart. A list of all the possible spoilers.
Yeah, well, that would be good. That'd be maybe that'll be our next T-shirt that we launch. Which, by the way, Ish Army, go out and buy some T-shirts, man. Go to our merch page, SevenishThings.com. Buy some T-shirts. It helps me pay for hosting and all that shit.
Absolutely. I bought 2 shirts and a coffee mug.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. About to
Just
fill this room with uppercuts.
About to fill this room uppercut. I'm supporting local business.
Yeah, you are.
Dude, you asked me a question like you said, what do you do when you're by yourself when like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, what?
I messaged you yesterday about this. So I was driving to Avengers yesterday. But the movie theater is about 6 minutes from my house.
You have
And
6
no
minutes.
traffic.
You did all this in 6 minutes.
Yeah, and somehow in my mind, I don't know how I got there, but I was working through Princess Bride quotes in my mind. The conversation between Wesley and Inigo, where Inigo's telling him like he was a great sword maker, my father. You know the six.
Yeah.
I don't mean to pry, but you don't happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand, and that's how it started.
Yeah.
I don't know how this started, but I do this shit in my car all the time.
Let's hear it.
Movies start rolling, like movie quotes start rolling in my head, but I'll plug in different actors playing those roles. So I'm driving down. This is why I messaged you, is because I did it for about 5 minutes, and I was like, well, I'm a fucking weirdo. So I messaged you like, do you do this kind of shit? And I was doing the Princess Bride speech as Keanu Reeves.
Let's hear it.
So just driving down the street, I was like, yo, you don't happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand? Just drive out loud. Just out loud.
What?
I don't mean to pry. And then I would plug in just randomly other Keanu Reeves quotes from Keanu Reeves movies.
Any from Johnny Mnemonic?
No, but like Wesley in my mind goes like, do you always begin conversations this way? And he goes, I am an FBI agent. Just like, this is the shit that happens in my brain that I have no control over, and I don't know why. I drop into accents for no reason. Somebody kind of cut me off on the road the other day, and I went full Conor McGregor on him, just in my, like, out loud. I didn't get aggressive. I didn't follow him down or anything. He just cut me off, and I'm like, oh, you fucking cunt. Right? It just slipped out. I don't know where.
You're
what
like,
synapse
who the
fires.
Who the fuck is that guy?
This cunt? Yeah, it just slips out. It just, I don't know how.
You dropped the C word?
Yeah, well, we'll get to that, but yeah, but that's it. Well, that word is, it's less powerful than it used to be. But I'll talk about that in a minute. But do you do this kind of weird, like by yourself in the car, talk to yourself? Am I the weirdo here? Does other people do this?
I talk out loud a lot of times. I don't have to be by myself. I talk out loud. I'll be like, my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "No, I'm just talking through it real quick." So I can hear it back, because
I
like
play whole movies in my head. Whole movies.
I know. I do the same thing, right? Like I said, I get photographic memory. I remember everything. I remember every freaking thing, and so, yeah, I like talk to myself. Like, all right, we can do this. This is how we're gonna do that, you know. And I do that stuff all the time when I'm sitting here working.
But you don't assume a character from a movie to do that.
No, I might try it though. I might start adding it in there.
Yeah, just drop a little like Keanu Reeves into your life. My phone is ringing in the background again. I told you about.
I feel like that's the bat phone, the red one.
Is that
Commissioner Gordon?
When I'm here, we do call it the bat phone, but when I'm here and I pick up that phone, every call I get, I did not have this phone plugged in for 2 years. I plug it in, I get nothing but solicitation calls.
Those motherfuckers they're hustlers, man. They're just trying. It's a computer. They
Yeah,
put all those numbers in the computer, and the computer just dials.
Yeah,
how fucking bad is that job? I feel bad for those people.
It's a tough job, man. Cold calling is a tough job. Business development.
Remember what I say to you? What I say to you like 3 days ago? It's the fucking worst thing you can hear on the phone. Is someone calls you and it's some fucking bullshit thing, and it's like, oh, hey, is Wendy Davis there? It's like, nah, I'm sorry, you got the wrong number. Oh, maybe you can help me. No, fuck you. How about that? How about you have a nice fuck you sandwich? I'm not fucking helping you. I don't even know your ass.
Yeah, I'm really nice to those people, and as soon as they say, okay, well, this call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes, is the person in charge of your power bill available? And I just try to politely say, look, I know this is your job and you're out there, you're trying to make them dollars. I get that. And I'm really sympathetic to that cause, but anything you're about to tell me isn't going to go anywhere. So if it makes more sense for you to move on to the next person, we should end this call now. And they're like, okay, thank you. Click.
I'm think
super
so.
polite.
I'm fucking out of there. I hang up immediately. The underground don't stop for hoes. All right.
I like to be polite to everybody.
I know, but I just hang up on
their money.
I get it, but it's like, dude, if you had not have used that phrase, maybe you can help me. Now let's talk through this.
All right.
I don't know this person that you are reaching out for. Okay? I have no idea who this person is.
You don't know who Wendy
Why
is.
do you think that I can help you. That is something a fucking lunatic would say.
What if you just meet him in the middle and say,
maybe you can help me?
No, when Wendy Davis is, I'm sorry to inform you, but this is tough. But
dude, the best thing, I think this
Wendy passed away 2 weeks ago.
That's bad. He's putting bad juju on someone.
You know, we were together for 15 years.
Oh my God.
I don't know
how
I'm going to go on without Wendy. But what is it that you needed from her? Maybe I could help. I mean, I don't have any money, and I'm not in charge of anything.
I had to pay
here,
for all the funeral arrangements.
but I really need someone
out.
to talk to about Wendy being gone. So, sure, what do you got?
This brings up three things real quick. First thing is this. 2 ways to answer the phone is I just stole the cell phone from someone's table, so I don't have no idea if it's them or not. So, no, I can't help you. Click. The second one is if you start pitching them, what if they called another telemarketer and then you start pitching them your shit? Well, hold on. Are you in charge of your power bill? And then you could just fucking topsy-turvy that motherfucker. Think about that.
What if you just kept some telemarketing scripts? I think you should just come up with a compelling reason why they don't want to talk to you and be polite about it. And
I'll just hang up, save them time.
I guess. I mean, they're used to it. They're certainly not going to get offended by you saying no thank you and hanging up, or just hanging up. They just move on with the next call. We've got our homie T Lone. He was doing 100 calls a day. And these were warm calls, and he was still getting hung up by people we were already doing business with. Hey man, did you get your click? Oh shit. I just wanted to make sure you got his package, that kind of stuff.
Right. You get your package. Hey, I was thinking that, speaking of the funeral arrangement thing and everything, do you think that anybody ever skips out on the bill, or do you have to pay for that shit up front?
No, you have to pay for that shit up front.
Because what if you didn't pay? What if you paid and then you fucking canceled your credit card or some shit?
Well, that's brutal. But here's,
do they just dig them back up?
Here's a real thing that happened, and I don't
Exhume?
people would lose their shit about this. But a close personal friend of mine, father died, and they went and they bought a plot and at a cemetery, and they bought it from an individual who owned, because individuals can own the plot and you can sell it. I think they bought it on Craigslist, which is in and of itself amazing.
What?
Yeah. So this person had two spots, and then they ended up selling one for whatever reason. And so my friend bought this plot to bury her father. And her father was buried. It was a beautiful service. It was
what?
Yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful service. Buries him this is 3 months or so ago, maybe 2 months. And
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, I typed in funeral. Should I purchase this? There's 3,000 comic books for sale.
3,000 comic books for sale where? On eBay?
Right near my house.
Oh, maybe.
You should just buy it. It's not cheap. It's $3,500.
No. You don't know what's
Why
in
not?
there. You're gonna get.
It's $1.17 each.
Sure, 30. So you're talking about 4,000 or 3,000 comics, $1.17 each, but you don't know what's in there.
Right. Hold on a second. Oh my God, $20,000 cemetery plots, 4 adjoining.
Yeah.
20 grand.
This is a business. People buy them from cemeteries and then resell them at a profit, which is super fucked up, by the way. But anyway, let me get to the end of this story. Buys this cemetery plot. Beautiful service. Father is buried in a casket, as one does, right? Tears galore, roses. It was lovely. 2 months or so later, it's his birthday. So my friend and her mother are going to go visit the grave for the first time, really. And they get to the grave, and they're standing there, and they're looking down at the little plaque, and the plaque is somebody else's name. Somebody else. And so they call... Yeah, so they've watched him go into the ground. They are standing over 6 feet, theoretically, where this fella's buried. And the plaque is wrong. So they put the wrong name for somebody else.
Hold on a second. So somebody else has probably been coming to visit?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, shit. So how do you find this person?
So they call the cemetery, and they're like, that's not possible. That doesn't happen. And they're like, look, sir. it happened. And no, we have 4 people who check this to make sure this doesn't happen. Let me call you back. And of course he calls back 35, 40 minutes later and he goes, I'm so terribly sorry.
Did he talk like
we
that?
don't know what I assume so. When my father died, he died upstairs in his bedroom. And you call, I don't know, my stepmother handled this, but she called the city or whomever and says, hey, there's a dead body here. Whatever you say when someone dies. I don't know how that works.
Oh, jeez.
And
I hope you say it a little bit more tactfully than that.
I wouldn't. My dad remains stubbornly and annoyingly dead. I keep asking him to not be. He is. It's kind of lame. Anywho, so he's dead and he's upstairs, and then she calls somebody. I assume the city or 911, whatever. Hey, there's a dead body in the house. Please come to collect it. So the dude and the crew that came to pick up my dad's dead body out of his bedroom was the most scary Vincent Price looking motherfucker I have ever seen.
Oh, shit.
He showed up in the elbow length gray Undertaker glove. I assume he was the Undertaker, like an Undertaker, an actual Undertaker.
He's like these ghastly ghouls that only come out at night.
Super thin guy, gaunt face, wand complexion, Undertaker gloves, black suit, black tie, black vest, black shirt, hat, overcoat. Doorbell rings, you open the door, and he's like, hello. And you're like, oh, what? I'm in like gym shorts and a t-shirt. I feel wildly underdressed for the Undertaker to arrive to collect the body. It was a weird experience. I highly recommend avoiding it for those who don't want to deal with it. You just have your parents live forever. It's much easier. Or die before them. Let them deal with your shit instead of the opposite way, which I guess is just as morbid. But nevertheless.
I had some that reminded me of when you said that.
But you lost it. It went in and went out.
Well, I just didn't want to fucking yap over you.
That's okay. You can. I'm not death doesn't really bug me. It's sort of a natural part of life. I think it's kind of weird the reactions that we have to it. My dad lived a good life. He was a good dude. Mm-hmm. I regret a little bit that he didn't get to meet my kids. My daughter was actually born 1 week after his funeral, so he died just before Mazzy was born. But I regret. I have some, or not regret. That's not the right word because I can't change anything about it. But I wish he had met them. I wish my kids knew him. But, I see my dad every day because I got his eyes. I got his arms. I got his body type. I see him all the time.
You don't have his hair, though.
No, my God, he had amazing hair. If you go back and for the Ish Army, go back and look at the graphic for episode 6, I think it was. And
that's Pops.
That's my dad, yeah. He was an interesting cat. Certified clinical hypnotherapist, a psychic friend. I would say, I would say he's a bit of a bullshit artist. It was, but
of course,
he made me who I am. He's how I got my name. For those who ever curious about how Merlin Beaumont Love came to be, it's his fault. His fault in the corned beef sandwich. Actually, my mom is trying to claim credit for that, but I don't think that's true.
Don't give her credit.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned something earlier that I wanted to address, and that went right for the C word. And
favorite curse word?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, what's your? I got some criticism regarding I've gotten a couple of things like don't say my pectin-based fruit spread anymore, and no.
You can say whatever you want.
Of course I can. I'm a grown-ass man. But that's neither here nor there. And some years ago, I had some feedback regarding, I was chatting with some stand-up comic friends of mine, and we were talking about curse words on stage and things like that. And I wrote this. I was writing at the time a wedding ceremony that I performed.
Oh, yeah.
In Arkansas for my sister. And
in Arkansas.
Yeah. And when I wrote it, it was very flowery language with a lot of 4-syllable words, and their response was, you can't use big words. Can't use big words on stage, can't use big words in a ceremony like that. And I said, why? And they said, because you lose your audience. So that was sort of the impetus for this. And then I was thinking about it, and curse words and whatnot. And so I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite curse word?
Fuckery.
Fuckery. Like, this is just So I use fuckery, but only. This is why this ties together really well. I will say cacophony of fuckery. Mm-hmm. This is a cacophony of fuckery. That's my only.
I usually throw in the word like this is. There's some tomfuckery.
Some tomfuckery instead of tomfoolery.
Right.
Nice. That's a nice modification.
Mm-hmm.
I like cacophony of fuckery, but as those people said, that if I dared, or I guess nay, have the gravitas, as it was, to use my English literature degree on stage or in the form of a.
I think it'd be fine.
I think it would be fine too. But if I did, their opinions, and this is a shout out to Aaron and Ruben from yesteryear, that if I did so, I'd lose the audience, right? So if I just consistently talk.
Hold on a second. What the fuck are we talking about? Losing the audience? We're doing a wedding ceremony here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, here it's one of the reasons that we talk pretty colloquially, and we don't necessarily use elevated, expressive, complex language, because here on Sevenish Things, we might lose the audience if we did it. At least that's a theory, right? That my connection to the audience, those whom we mean to entertain, might be strained, so to speak, right? From the term, by being overly complicated or loquacious or
obtuse?
elitist or obtuse, or as you tend to be. If I said, if we renamed you telling some sort of story, the braggadocio exploits of Ryan Burns. So, leading back to the swear words, my favorite swear word by far is twat. Which the reason that's relevant and tied is because I think typically when I've tried to talk in that sort of elevated speech, I've been being kind of a twat. And the reason I like that word so much is it's fallen out of favor, really for no good reason. And
you think it's on the come up?
I'd like to bring it back. Hashtag twat. Because it's a word that's basically fallen out of favor for no good reason, right? It's
yeah, but like the British say it all the time. Fucking twat. They say that shit all the time.
Yeah, they have. But
I never
hasn't really
used it.
crossed the pond the way that cunt has. So,
wait a minute. Did the cunt originate from there?
I don't know the etymology of cunt, but I do know that really only.
My grandma listens to the show, right?
I do. Hey, grandma.
Hey, she thinks it's hilarious. So keep on trucking.
What's up, girl? What's up? I'll be Brian's granddaddy soon. So, I like it. It's my favorite. I think it's magical. I think it's one of the few entirely dirty words that's still out there. I don't think there's any other use for it other than an expletive deleted. I don't think you can just. There's no way you can portmanteau it into another word and have it still not be dirty. And for that matter, I think probably anybody who's listening to this probably heard the word twat about 3,000% more than they do on any given week, month, or year. Right? And it's super dirty. It's so dirty. One of the reasons I like it so much is that it's so dirty that you can't use it during sex. It's that dirty. It's not even a dirty talk word. If you busted that out, like, talk dirty to me, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna stick it in your twat. Dude,
pump
come on. The brakes, bro. Like, whoa. I said
Easy, fella.
dirty, not. I wanted like fuck me harder, or let's back that train up. Put that word back on the shelf, because that one's not okay. It's too dirty.
And we're back down to 3 listeners.
Yeah. So that's what I mean, right? It's just not. It doesn't work. So it's super dirty, and of course, like I said, Brits, like cunt, has lost a lot of its impact. It's basically, and
I don't
for that
think
matter,
so. Not over there.
It's definitely lost its impact over there. Look, all words. It doesn't matter what you call someone in a heated argument. You bust out anything, it can get even more heated. And for that matter, if you're arguing with a female significant other and you drop a C-bomb, you've just gone nuclear in the conversation. But I don't think it would be any different if you dropped a T-bomb in that either. You just, like, why are you being such a... And then, like, gloves would come off. Nails are being peeled off. It's going down. You're getting in a fight.
You think it's going down in the Whole Foods parking lot?
Yeah, in the Whole Foods parking lot. And you can't just drop that out. But if it's a dirty enough word that when you use it, people have to stop. They have to stop and go like, "What did you just use twat? Did you just say that?" Like, it's confusing, but cunt, not so much. And I mean, there's a certain 12-year-old I know that proves the point that it's a word that has lost its power, where they just dropped it on somebody at school, and it's apparently common enough to do that. So I think for me, just the dirtiest word you can come up with is TWAT, hashtag twat. For me.
For you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the,
and that's
as dirty as
because
it gets.
it's because the C word's lost its luster.
It's lost its luster. It's lost its power. There's only, you go back, there's an old Joe Rogan bit from his stand-up, his first Netflix special from like '06, where he talks about the 3 words, the only 3 words that have power in the English language, the C word, the N word, and love. Those are all still true. I think his premise holds true, but I think that the C word, outside of context, outside of dropping it in someone's face in the middle of an argument, I don't think it's powerful anymore. I think it's fallen out of favor. What's up, Grandma? How you doing? What's up? 87 years old. Gilf.
Easy.
So I was thinking that was one of those car things too, where I was just like, what's the dirtiest word that I know? Because I've got teenagers in the house who are really learning how to swear right now.
It's a skill.
So I think that I try to teach the impact of words to my kids, that a good solid expletive is that's perfectly placed in a conversation and perfectly placed in context of the moment is really good. It's really powerful. There's a scene in one of my Mazzy really likes his movie White House Down with Jamie Foxx and Channing Tatum.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a super fun one.
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx plays the president. And near the end of the movie, Jamie Foxx says to somebody, I'd like to say officially with the full weight of my office, fuck you. And I turned to my daughter and I said, now Mazzy, this is a perfect example of context where if you're the president of the United States and a domestic terrorist group has taken over the White House and held you hostage, and you
can drop
come
that
face to face, you definitely can drop an F-bomb. That's an appropriate place for an F-bomb. And there are many less important places for a well-placed F-bomb, and we certainly use plenty of colorful language on Sevenish Things, but I think the emphasis of context and not giving the power away on words and really understanding that they can have weight, meaning, and really drive home a point if well used, even in professional context, where you can say like, this is bullshit. Bullshit, one of the most benign swear words imaginable. It's barely even a swear word anymore. But if you're in the middle of a meeting,
I think they said it on Simpsons a few times. Maybe,
but if you're in the middle of a business meeting, like a staff meeting, and they're going on about something, and you just hit the brakes, yell out loud like, I don't know, man, that sounds like a bunch of bullshit. You just derailed that meeting. Good or bad, you just brought that thing to a screeching halt.
Yeah, so that's a place. Well, I guess you said power, but what if you fucking dropped the C word?
Well, you mean like, why are you being such a cunt, like to your boss?
Yeah, if you just said that done. Like at the board meeting. Yeah. So don't tell me that word doesn't still have power.
It has power to get you fired in that context, right? Vulgarity is vulgarity, and it has a place. A place doesn't necessarily have a place inside a professional environment in that kind of board meeting. But if you dropped bullshit in the board meeting, you're not going to get fired, but you're swinging an axe with that word, where you say, I don't know, these numbers feel like bullshit.
Because they probably are.
Yeah, somebody's pumping the brakes and going, oh shit. And I can't say pumping the brakes anymore because I've used it about 6 times in the last 10 minutes. But I like language. Language is important to me, and how we use it's important to me, and the emphasis and understanding when to swing the hammer, Thor's hammer of words into a conversation, how to crowbar a word in there. That, like, fuckery's a great example of that, where you can just crowbar that bitch in and make an emphasized point where people go, yeah, man, God, fuckery, that caught my attention. What kind of fuckery is going on in here? And people are like, oh, interesting. This is an interesting fella who says this word, who dropped this in, who crowbarred it right into our social situation.
We'll bust up this caveman meeting.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, that was one of those car thoughts that I had earlier this week as I was driving around, was what's the dirtiest word I can think of, and it was the T word, hashtag TWAT.
It sounds like an airline when you say it that way.
Wouldn't that be great?
Well, It almost was one. TWA.
Well, there was TWA. I guess so, yeah.
And nobody like jumped up on a plane and put a T on there. I mean, nobody did that. I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
It probably is a missed opportunity for Trans World. Or if they had a television show, Trans World Airlines Tonight.
Oh my God. How much trouble do you think you'd get into if you spray painted an airplane?
Oh, that's a good question, man.
Well, how the fuck would you get out there, first of all? But
let's just count the crimes, first of all, right? So the last crime you're committing is fleeing the scene. So let's go backwards.
Okay, well, let's just go backwards. So fleeing the scene.
Graffiti.
Graffiti, but it's destruction of property.
Major felony federal trespassing.
Hold on. Okay, felony trespassing. Then you have grand theft auto because you stole one of the little trucks to get up there.
For sure. There's no way you're... Well, maybe you went through a key carded... Somebody walked through a door, and as it was... You threw a hand in, slid down. How'd you get the spray paint past security in that point, though?
Illegal entry.
Illegal entry. You're probably
stealing because you stole the spray paint from inside the janitor closet.
I'm willing to bet that if you bring... at that point, you're getting terrorism charges, domestic terrorism charges from Homeland Security.
Yeah.
But...
I mean...
Knowing all that list of 10 or so crimes that you just committed.
10-ish?
10-ish crimes. The 7-ish crimes that you committed to spray paint the T on an old TWA airplane.
It was fucking funny.
It was fucking funny. God, that would be
would go viral. It would be so goddamn funny.
Oh my God.
When you just see like a perfectly placed like thing, you know, like you see like some of those signs that are spray painted, like someone, you know, covers up the S, and so it says P limit 55 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Shit's funny.
That's funny. It's super funny, and I really like it when there's those oddly satisfying videos that there's something that appeals to you at some base level of your humanity where you watch it and you're like, yeah, it feels good. It feels good. Humor, well-placed humor, particularly inappropriate humor, is one of those things for me. Oddly satisfying. When someone drops the right joke, they put the right... You just see somebody graffiti something on the inside of a bathroom wall, and it is for all consideration. Amazing.
I looked up and someone put this. It was like someone had like the wall had like a crack in it, and someone just drew like a little thing and it made it a face. Oh, remember I sent you the picture of the what was it? It wasn't the Mona Lisa. It was something else. She was like muscular. Do you remember I sent that to you? I don't know what the fuck it was called. It was fucking funny. I got it on my phone still.
I don't remember that one.
It was Mona Lisa, but she was buff.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what it said though. It was some gym joke, but I don't remember what it called.
Some bro joke.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, I think it was like Brona Lisa or something like.
Brona Lisa, something like that. But I really like it when somebody has write something on the inside of the bathroom wall and it's really, really funny. I don't like if somebody tags it. I'm like, I don't care. It's graffiti. But if someone, it transcends graffiti when it's amazing, when it's a funny, hilarious.
Right. Well, someone writes something else or something like that, like you, and then someone else puts an answer to it.
Yeah, something like that.
I was with my buddy and we're walking in there and we're in the bathroom at one of the bars or something like that, and he looks up and he goes, I said something, I go, who the fuck has a marker in their pocket? Who the fuck writes on the wall? Like, you would have to like prepare for this. And he turns and looks at me and he's just sitting there, we're both washing our hands. That's something everybody should do, and if you don't, you're a fucking horrible piece of shit. Nobody wants to shake your dick hand, and yes, your dick is dirty. Mine's clean. That's
my next t-shirt. No one wants to shake your dick hand.
Right. Wash your hands. Spoiler alert. And he goes, fucking bus boys. And sure as shit if a bus boy doesn't come right out of the fucking handicap stall.
Well done.
I was laughing so fucking hard.
Yeah, I like it when someone's sitting there, and I just like it. First of all, I hate public bathrooms. So this is kind of an interesting conversation. Having a Facebook conversation with a friend of mine who was talking about transgender bathroom rights, and I don't want to get into that sticky situation, but she made one of the finest arguments. And by the way, this is a person who is totally pro transgender rights. This isn't a they can't use our bathroom thing, but her comment was something along the lines of, the only reason that I don't want men or people who identify as men in my bathroom is I don't like to sit and pee. And I said, what could you qualify that? Explain that to me. And she said, every time I've gone into a gender neutral bathroom, men pee on the seats, women don't. Men are disgusting. They don't take care of their bathrooms. And I said,
that is 100% not true. The women's bathroom is fucking disgusting. You guys throw away some gross ass shit. You're always flushing something.
Oh, see, every time I've ever been in a female bathroom, it's been much better. Ask our old friend Ruben at our old office which was the better bathroom to use. We only had one woman who worked on our team, and when she wasn't there, many times people were gonna go like, I'm just gonna sneak into that one because I know no one's coming in, because it's nicer, it's cleaner, there's no piss on the seat.
Yeah.
You don't think I don't know if this is true. I haven't spent a lot of time in women's bathrooms.
I lift the fucking toilet lid. I grab toilet paper, lift the lid, and then piss. Speaking of that, I used to fucking rate when we'd go out to the bars and shit like that. I'd be like, we need to go here or something, make sure the place is shit friendly. I like a good, like this one place has the most shit friendly place, because dude, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, yeah,
there's nothing. You trying to look cool still, whatever you're trying to do. I'm about to drop anchor. So this place had literally you would go into your own little room. It had floor to ceiling, doors, no looking under. You could just sit in there, light an aromatherapy candle, kick your feet up, and just let it go. No rush.
It's nice. I found on this topic that if you're on the road and you're looking for, a lot of people will go Starbucks bathroom. That's sort of their go-to. Not me.
Too busy.
Too busy. I'm a big fan of the Chipotle bathroom. The Chipotle bathroom is generally a nice single stall bathroom. It's all stainless steel because of their decor. It's generally
so no
pretty
germs.
clean. Yeah, very clean in there. If you're in need of a off-road pit stop, use the restroom, highly recommend the Chipotle bathrooms. They're everywhere.
That's because people don't use the bathroom at Chipotle. I never see people go to the bathroom there.
No.
And that's because the shit doesn't hit you until you get home.
We're both big fans of Chipotle. In fact, I think this is something we didn't even have on the schedule today. But would you describe for our 100-ish army your go-to Chipotle bowl? Because it's a work of art. I've never seen anybody do it like you, and it's just a different animal the way you do it.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah, lay it on me.
So let me rolling up to the counter, sitting there. They ask you the first questions. I'd say burrito bowl to go, please. And I always say to go, so I get the lid, so I don't have to go back up and ask for the lid, because there's no way in hell you're eating all this food. You should not be eating your entire Chipotle meal in one sitting. If you do, you're just a fat ass.
Gluttonous. That's the word you're looking for. Gluttonous.
Yeah, whatever. Gluttonous. And so I go up there, no rice, no beans. I might get a little bit of rice in the bottom sometimes. And then I'll say steak, or I'll go barbacoa. You mix it up. But I wait. This is the important thing. I'm teaching you guys. This is a coaching moment right now. You wait until you get your first scoop, because the first scoop is always the biggest. You get your first scoop, they slap it down, and then they'll usually give you a little half one after that, right? And they do that little fucking shake bullshit that you just want to knock them out for doing, So after you get your first scoop, you wait a second, and then you go, boom, double meat, and you fucking hit them with that shit. Because now their hand has been shown. All their cards are on the table, and the next scoops has to match the first one because I'm fucking paying double. So that's important. There's no fuckery there. So then after that, I get 1 scoop of pico. I get 3 scoops of the medium salsa. We're turning this into
3 scoops of the salsa.
3 scoops of medium salsa. And then we're getting a decent amount of sour cream. Now, this is the part that's fragile. You want to get 1 spoonful of sour cream nice and neatly spread across, because I say lots of sour cream, lots of cheese. And so if they just, sometimes they're just like, fuck your couch, and they just slop on 2 scoops, it's going to ruin the whole thing. It's too much. So that 1 nice spoonful over the top, perfect. And then pack that fucking cheese on there. and then I tell them not to put the lid on. I get 2 bags of chips and 2 bags of salsa. We're going to use the chips to eat the meal. Go back over there.
The
and
chips
just
are
cover
your burrito bowl
Fork.
delivery system.
Yeah. It's a fork. The chips are the fork. So basically, you're eating this like individual little small tacos. This is the science behind it. So because the tacos are the best thing at Chipotle, but the problem is that by the time you get to your seat, they're like turning into mush, and you have like 3 seconds to eat all 3 of them. So you get that nice crisp taste. So in this case, I'm covering that bitch with both hot sauces. The Chipotle flavored one and the regular red one. Maybe put a little green on there for good measure. And then you're scooping out the bowl, so it's basically like eating 100 small tacos. And I'll eat about a third of it.
Dip. I think they call that dip.
No, I scoop it out. Whatever, you can call it dip. I use the fork and kind of plow it on there and then eat it. Big bites. I'm a grown-up. But that's how you do it. And I eat a third of it, and then I take it home, and I got the 2 bags of chips, and probably like 3 hours later, I'm gonna eat the next third, and then the next third. I eat it 3 times. It's a lot of food.
What's your preferred drink to go with second, third Chipotle at-home burrito? You're sitting down at your dining room table. You light a candle. You peel the foil back.
I put on like some nice. Chips. I put on Kenny G.
You put on Kenny. I'm gonna go with Sade.
Oh, some nice Sade. It's a little
some
smooth
Sade
operator
playing in the background. Yeah. And you decide I'm gonna need a drink with this. What are you pouring? 4 fingers of Johnny Blue to go with that Chipotle?
No, I'm just drinking water.
Just water?
This shit is fucking hot as hell. I'm just sitting there, like just taking it in, drinking a nice water with it, and then afterwards I'll pour me a nice 4-finger glass of Johnny Walker Blue, and then I'll just literally think about, oh man, your asshole's gonna hurt. You're gonna have a 9-alarm fire on your asshole.
Yeah, do you go 4 fingers, or do you do a baker's fisting, which is where you pour that 4-finger and then you go, you know what, just a dash more?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I might just take it's fill the glass up and then just take a slug out of the bottle.
Yeah, there you go.
Little taste at home.
I had a Crown last night. I like Crown in bars. I don't know why. It's a nice sweet whiskey, a little bourbon, Canadian whiskey. I don't, though they have that maple. They have an apple flavored Crown and a maple flavored Crown. No. I don't like either of those. They're too syrupy. But just like a normal Crown on the rocks, double Crown on the rocks. That's a nice go-to for me.
I had some old Colonel Taylor last night. It's like a $55 bottle of whiskey.
It's not bad. Colonel. My kind of go-to mid-range, not cheap, not expensive bottles, Templeton Rye. That's what I like in that.
You're welcome for that.
Bourbon. Yeah, that's a nice.
You're welcome for that. I turned you onto that.
Yeah, it's a good, remember? Man. It's really good in a.
What did I do? I lost to you? I lost something to you.
I like a rye old fashioned. That's really nice. Mm-hmm. You lost something to me.
I lost a bet, and I had to buy you that.
Oh. I don't remember the bet. Oh, you know what I did find? I found some pictures.
No. You lost to me, and you bought it to me, and then I gave you the Templeton.
Oh, that could be true.
That's a friend.
I found pictures of that Vegas trip we took where we were slanging drones in that event.
Slanging the drones, yeah.
Slanging drones in that event. I found pictures of us doing that. That bet that I lost. What did I owe you from that bet? Is that the shirt that's sitting behind me on the wall?
Yeah, that's the shirt that's sitting behind you on the wall. That's over 3 years old.
3 years old now?
3 years ago, yeah.
Adorning my window behind me just in case. I took a picture of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. Colonel whiskey's really good. The Colonel Taylor, nice small batch, and then you've got. I tell you what is really hard to beat. So, Bullet is just. I kind of consider Bullet as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Bullet is a new well for sure. It's not like Lucky brand, Safeway brand whiskey, but it's everywhere. It's
not the plastic bottle. It's not in the plastic bottle gang.
Well, you're gonna have to explain that one to everybody, but yes.
So. It's not, Plastic Bottle Gang is one of those players out there who drinks something like vodka out of a plastic bottle, whiskey. It's mostly it's like Thunderbird or something like that. We all have those friends out there that are in the Plastic Bottle Gang. It's just like, dude, what the fuck are you drinking?
Cisco.
He's like, oh yeah, this is Cisco here. This is some Black Velvet. It's like, what? Evan Williams.
Oh, yeah. I've had a lot of Black Velvet in my 20s, early 20s, 21 to 23. Before you learn how to drink,
Right.
you still were you're so cost conscious because it's okay to be cost conscious as a grown up who knows how to drink and say, you know what, I'm going to buy. Maybe I'm not going to buy the Johnny Walker Blue because it's $200, but I'm going to buy a bottle of black. Sure, you can be price conscious. You can even be price conscious down at the lower levels where you're going to buy. Maybe you're not going to buy that bottle of Patron. Maybe you're going to find a nice $30, $25 bottle of tequila, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
But when you first start drinking, you're so price conscious that you don't know any better, and you can't taste the differences between. So you're going to buy that 3 times or 7X
Well, you just
charcoal
don't
filtered
know.
vodka. Yeah, you don't know. You've never.
Like when I was 21, we had this. I worked at a bar, and this guy would come in, and he would drink Macallan 27.
Oh, jeez. When you first start drinking it, you put that in your mouth. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever put in my face.
Well, that's all he would drink, and I remember I'm trying to I think I don't know if they make it anymore. Yeah, it's like $500 a bottle. So he would buy it, and he would sit there, and he would drink this at the bar, and it was only his bottle. He owned a small airport or something like that, and a whole bunch of other shit. He would come in every fucking night. This is like some rich dude all by himself, and he would just drink that shit. And I was like, why are you always drinking that? And I remember thinking it was insane because the each drink was like, let me see here.
Probably $11 or $12, $13, $15, right? Oh no,
No.
That's $500. So you're talking about 30 or 40 for.
$27 a piece.
Yeah,
which
sounds
is,
about.
I mean, that is unfucking believable to get that shit for $27 a piece. And he would drink every night, and he poured me one. And I sat there and I was smelling. I mean, it's just like so strong and powerful because I'm only 21, right?
Right.
And I looked at that, and he's just like, he goes, this is what you drink when you made it or something like that. I was like, it's kind of bro-y a bit. And so I drank it, and I was like, I mean, it was good, but I didn't know how to appreciate it.
Yeah, you just don't know. It's hard, even when you're older, when you first get into a liquor, it's difficult. So when I first started drinking whiskey, for example, right out of the gate, when I first started trying, I tried Suntory Yamazaki. Not even their high-end 18-year-old one. And I remember being like, this is really harsh, and it's super, it's not for me. And I went back some years later, and I tried that 18, the Yamazaki single 18, which is like a $500 bottle of Japanese whiskey.
Fucking great.
Yeah, so delicious. But it's that you take it slow, and you really enjoy it. And it's a different drinking experience. When you're 20, it's slam that shit down. But when you're 40, as I will be in 60 days, then it's a very different experience. And I think it's fun. I think it's great to appreciate those moments of sort of refining your palate and getting a feel for liquors. I didn't used to like gin. I really like gin now. Things like that. But occasionally it's
gin
fun.
Fucks me up though.
Yeah, I've got no problem with gin. But occasionally, Amy and I we were in Stockholm some years back, and she found that they were having this beer festival, like a whiskey, or what was it? It was Spirit and Beer Festival or something like that in Stockholm.
I remember you telling me about this.
So she got us tickets, and it was a convention. So if you were a restaurateur or a bar owner, you tasted for free. Otherwise, you had to buy tastes, right? So
ask grass or cash, no one rides for free.
So we get there. We take the bus. We take a public transportation bus out to this festival. We walk up. It's in this little suburb of Stockholm. We walk in, and she says, here's my tickets. They let us in. And I'm noticing that people are wearing name badges, and they didn't give us any name badges. And then I quickly realize that the people with name badges are the people who are the restaurateurs and bar owners. So we're already in, and I go back, and I say, oh, excuse me, sir, we didn't get our name badges. And he says, oh, okay, and he hands me two. So we just made up a restaurant name and wrote it on.
What was the name of your restaurant?
I don't remember at all.
God damn it.
I think we used a variation.
The story sucks.
It was something like a club. It was the Pleasant Club, something like that. And we figured that if somebody Googled it, they'd find something. So we were, just in case.
I mean, instead of just naming it after your favorite bar that you go to?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
restaurant? I mean...
Well, I didn't want them to call my favorite bar or restaurant and be like, hey,
They're not going to fucking call if you're in Stockholm, Sweden. They're not going to pick up their fucking phone.
I didn't know.
Use their
Dude,
Skype
Lagunitas
account.
was there. Budweiser was there. Like, big American companies were there. So we started walking around doing tastings and things like that, and had all this great beer, and just shit-faced. This big convention center in Stockholm, and we're already shit-faced. And we realized there's this whole second building upstairs section that we hadn't been into. We go up there, and it's the first thing that we walk up to is Fireball whiskey.
Ooh.
I know. And they got a slushy machine. So they're making Fireball
okay, all right.
slushies.
I could get down with that. I can't fucking drink that shit anymore.
Oh my god, that was one of those moments of just kind of going back and going, let's do that, let's do it. And we had this Fireball slushy, and it was so good, it was so delicious, and we both hated how good it was because it was Fireball, and we didn't want to admit that it was one of the best things that we had there that day.
So I mean I like Fireball, right?
I can't drink that shit,
dude. We used to watch when we lived in Arizona. We had Game of Thrones parties, and so fucking Brian started it, of course. And he started like getting like bottles of Fireball and like, you know,
which Brian? Not Brian Young.
No, Brian Fawcett.
Okay, good. Not yeah.
And he was like, let's fucking take some shots of Fireball. So we started taking shots of Fireball, and then before that, we just started drinking before, and then we started drinking more. Brian's like fucking passing out on the floor, and he's like, "This show sucks." He's like fucking wasted, and the wives are all pissed off at us because it's fucking Sunday night, and we're all fucked up. It was fucking good times, but the last time, the final straw that broke the camel's back for Fireball was we had a party. I think it was my birthday party, and so we had this flip cup, all this shit, you know, beer pong, and all this, like, you know, shit laying all over the fucking backyard. I went out there the next day, and I was so fucking hungover, and just the smell of that Arizona sun just baking down on Fireball and like half-filled cups, I was just like, that was it. That smell will never leave my brain.
Yeah, but the nice thing about a good cinnamon whiskey is that when you have to puke that shit up, it's still cinnamony and crisp.
Oh, fucking burns like hell.
Yeah. I've only puked a few times from drinking, and it's never fun. It's just never a good time.
Dude, I got roofied one time.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, how do you didn't get fucking roofied? You're dead. And I was like, yes, I fucking did.
Yeah, I had a friend and who was drinking with neighbors and drinking wine with neighbors, and she didn't know all of them. So she knew the neighbors, but the neighbors had friends over, and she didn't know all the friends. And they were pouring her wine, and then she just she went back to her house. She's like, I feel really fucked up. She went back to her house and just kind of woke up on the floor. Like, what happened?
So here's what happened. So I was waiting for, we were out, we'd been drinking, but not too crazy, right? Not for this to happen. And this is how I know what happened. I got roofied. So I was drinking. I know I was drunk, but I wasn't like a fucking way off the, way out of there. And I was sitting there waiting for Tony, who was like 2 bars down, and he was coming down there. Well, he never makes it to us. And I went to the bathroom. All I did was stand outside, and then I went right into the bathroom of this bar. And my wife and her friend were sitting at the bar. It was just them. The bar was empty. And I was like, it's time to fucking go. I go, we got to go. And I just reached up and I grabbed one of their drinks. And I just drank the whole thing. Like, it was full. It was just like a little.
That's a mistake.
No, it was just a little. It was just a little tiny ass, like, one of those little short things with a shitload of ice in it.
Right.
It was like hardly anything. So then I like negotiated the ride with the wherever he is, the little guy on the golf cart. We get to our car, we're getting ready to drive, and I get in the back seat, and it's just like, phoom, and I just fall over. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like stuck to the side of the seat. I can't fucking get up. I can hardly work my motor skills, and I am sick. I got my arms on the window. I'm surprised I didn't break the glass, and I'm pulling myself up the window. I can't support myself in any fashion, but I'm pulling myself. I've got my head out the window, and I am throwing up all the way down the highway, down the 101 at 90 miles an hour. We get to the house. My wife thinks it's funny, so she just is like, opens the door, and I just flump out onto the fucking driveway, like scratch up my head, and she just leaves me. She's just like, I'm going to leave his ass out here. She thinks I'm faking it. I'm not. I can't move. And so they drag me into the house and they leave me, and I'm on the floor and I'm like fucking shivering and shit, and I'm throwing up and everything like this. If you were this drunk, the next morning is going to be death.
Yeah, for sure.
I woke up the next morning feeling like $1 million. That's how I know I was roofied.
That thing worked its way out of your system and you felt fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't be shocking that there's dirtbags out there that do that kind of shit. But
how does the purchase go down, right? They're like, hey man, I need to get some roofies. It's like that's not a good thing.
Well, it's not always roofies, right? Man. It could be things like Ativan or
our old neighbors used to do
crushed up Xanax.
They would do Soma. They do Somas in their wine and shit, and they'd be drinking Somas and stuff. I was like, they'd just be like handing those out to people. I'm like, this is fucking, I don't do this shit, weirdos.
Yeah. I don't know, but if you're one of those people who spikes a girl, you're a fucking twat. That's what you are. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's
fucking bad. Oh, we were talking about the we were talking about the 80s movies that are taking place now.
Oh yeah, and this should probably be, I don't know, the last thing that we should talk about. But yeah, so I was what was I watching? I was watching something that took place now. Or like Escape from New York takes place, I think, in 2019, 2017.
Running Man is 2017.
That's right. It was Running Man. You were watching Running Man. That's where this came from.
Yeah, I'm super sad that it's like not happening right now. I think I would definitely tune in.
Which part? The show or the exploding neck things?
The show.
The show. That there's no Butcher of Bakersfield running for his life against.
Right. I think it'd be awesome.
Sub-Zero. No, Total Zero. Yeah, not that guy.
I wonder if the Eddie Kaczynski or whatever he is, the Buzzsaw. He's I wonder if how many times in a movie has Arnold been in there where he's not the strongest person?
Oh, you mean like there's power lifters and
professional
wrestlers and things like that? Well, he's not a huge guy. Arnold isn't. He's only
like 240. No,
he's only 5'10", though. I don't think he's very tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'2".
No. How tall is Arnold?
Right. 6'2". I told you.
How tall is Arnold Schwarzenegger? You didn't Google it right. How tall is Arnold Schwarzenegger?
6'2".
Really? Don't forget the word really. 6'2". Shit. 249 at his height. Yeah. Dude, he's 70.
He's a fucking stud. He looks like he's still young.
70 years old. God damn, he looks good for a 70-year-old man. Do you know who looks really good for their age and is shockingly old? Is how old is William Shatner?
He was 6'2", 260 pounds.
God, that's big.
That's a
big professional wrestler big.
Yeah, so hold on, let me see. So how big was
William Shatner is 87 years old. He was born in 1931.
He's how old?
87. Shatner and has blocked me on Twitter, and I don't know why. I think it's a mistake. Like, I didn't harass the guy. I didn't have any interactions with him. It was.
Are you serious?
I went to look at it. It was like, I haven't seen anything from him on Twitter in a while, and I'm blocked. I don't know how it happened.
All right, so how big was this dude?
Which dude?
His name is
Buzzsaw?
Gus Rethwich.
Sub-Zero?
No, he's Buzzsaw. I know.
What about Sub-Zero? That big dude. He was a big dude.
Hang on one.
Sub-Zero, Running Man. What? So Back to the Future, that took place in 2014, 22. Oh, what was the opera dude? That was the lamest villain in that whole movie.
Electro or something like that, or
God,
something like that, or.
Well, Jesse the Body Ventura, he's got to be bigger than Arnold at his peak.
No,
you don't think so?
No,
Jesse was a big fella. Jesse's listed at Captain Freedom. God, Dynamo, was that
Dynamo is his name. Dynamo.
Yeah. Let's see. Jesse's 6'4", and when he was wrestling, he had to have been 250-ish because he was yoked.
How fucking big is this motherfucker? This guy's big because he was a powerlifter.
The dude who played.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dynamo was played by Erlen Van Lith.
Okay, so this dude
died in 1987.
Yeah, this dude is 6'5".
Oh shit.
Buzzsaw was 6'5". It doesn't say.
Erlen Van Lith
weightlifting competition.
This dude, Erlen van Lith de Jude, who played Dynamo, the opera singer, the lame-ass opera singer, died the year that movie came out. Arnold killed him in the movie. He really died.
Holy fucking shit. He was a pro wrestler. Oh.
Who was?
No, that's somebody else.
Oh. Yeah, Erlen died of a heart attack, heart failure in New York City.
When the movie
September
came
23rd. Out? Movie came out September. He died September 23rd, 1987. In the movie, The Running Man, which theoretically may have been his big break, its release date was November 3rd. He died 2 months before The Running Man was released in the theaters. Filmed it and then died.
Jeez.
Do you think he was featured on the Oscars, the little sad reel that year?
No.
Probably not. That's sad.
That is fucking sad, right?
That could have been his big break. I don't want to end the podcast on a sad note. Tell me something happy.
So Blade Runner happens next year.
Oh, right. Yeah, 2019. That's right. Yeah.
That's something happy. That's fucking dope.
We need some replicants. Get some replicants
We're
going.
pretty goddamn close to replicants, though.
Yeah, yeah, they've had those weird sort of Android-y looking things for a while, and we talk a lot about AI and machine learning, so I guess it could all come together, but probably not in a year. Have you seen those Boston Dynamic robot dogs and shit?
Okay, hold on. So the dog is fucking awesome. By the way, do you watch Black Mirror?
I have watched Black Mirror, yes.
Have you seen the one? Have you seen the one called with the drone? The drone dog?
No.
I can't remember what it is. You gotta find. You gotta find that one. It's fucking scary as shit.
All right.
What the hell else is it? The robot one. So they had some old videos like years ago of the robot, and like the guy was like going up to it and he was like pushing it down and stuff like that, and like it was falling all over the place, and like you started to like feel sorry for the robot. You're like, hey man, stop pushing that thing down.
We will anthropomorphize anything we can, for sure.
Right, and then the fucking robot stands up, and then it jumps on like these little things, and then it goes like this other one's like 6 foot in the air, and then it does a backflip on top of it, and I was like, oh shit, we're fucking dead.
Yeah, we're toast. Those things, when those things rise up, what are we gonna do? Shoot it?
This is a 600-pound backflip motherfucker that's fast as shit. It doesn't need to eat. It's gonna chase you forever. That's fucking scary.
It's a Terminator. It's the fucking Terminator.
Exactly.
Do you remember, I think it was Terminator 3, the third Terminator with Christina Loken as the Terminator,
right.
Rise of the Machines, where they go into Cyberdyne. They show the first, it was the T1 or something like that, and they're all tank-treaded robot killing machines. I think that was that one. It might have been...
Which one?
Maybe it was...
Say it again.
I might have been Terminator, that middle one.
Oh, I like that one. It's where the submarine is the main base under the water.
Something like that. There was one scene in one of the Terminators where there was a scene where they showed the first Terminators being built, and they were T1s or something like that.
Yeah.
And they look like little tank tready type things. Terminator Salvation or something like that.
Salvation. Yep. I like that one.
Yeah, I think they really fucked up those movies.
That one's a
T1
good
and
one.
T1 and T2 were so good, and then T3 was bad, and then Arnold became governor, so they did Salvation without him, where they CGI'd him, and then they brought him back as Old Man Terminator in Genesis.
Salvation. He's in Salvation too.
He's in Salvation as a CGI character.
Yeah,
they made him, but they didn't. He wasn't in it. Yeah, that's where Christian Bale played John Connor. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was back during the Sam Worthington project, where Hollywood was really trying to make Sam Worthington happen. They were trying really hard, and he did all these huge movies, and now he's just got... Oh my God. Oh, that's so depressing to me.
Holy shit, that fucking guy was 352 pounds. Buzzsaw was 352 pounds.
That's a big fella.
And he picked up that motorcycle. That motorcycle was like, 500 pounds. He picked it up over his head.
That dude's thicker than a Snicker. Yeah, that's a big fella, man.
You know that Arnold's good friend in that is Sven Olin Thorson? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Look him up. So he's in Predator. He's in Conan. He's in Running Man. He's in Raw Deal. He's in he's Arnold's like best friend. He's in I think he's in Commando. I didn't know that he was in Gladiator. He's in Conan the Destroyer. And
he's
the
just
Barbarian.
one of those guys who did all.
Well,
the
he's in the Barbarian. He's just a big motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm deep into Sam Worthington's IMDb page, and there's a lot of swing and misses. There's a lot of TV, and then you get up and he gets cast in Clash of the Titans, which just pissed me off because
Yeah.
The original movie from the 70s or whatever it was, early 80s, is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's so cheesy with the claymation guys.
They didn't have any. I mean, that's all they had.
Yeah, but it was still a kind of a fun movie. Harry Hamlin. It was a cool movie. And then when they remade it, they did it in that. There was those genre of remakes where they try to make everything badass. You know what I'm talking about? They take a movie that's sort of fun and adventure-y and try to turn it into something that's badass. And that's what the remake of Clash of the Titans was. And then they did that sequel, Wrath of the Titans.
I didn't see that.
So he did those. And then he did Avatar and Hacksaw Ridge. Sam Worthington's never going to happen, guys. His IMDb page looks like this right now. Avatar 2, Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Avatar 5.
No, it does not. No way.
It does. 2020, 2021, 2024, 2025. Jake Sully in the 5.
Oh shit, you're right.
Because he did, he was in the first Avatar. He was kind of a big character, right? But he was in Terminator Salvation.
He's in what the fuck is it? Movie with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, I don't.
Where they kidnapped the kid, Alpha Dog.
Oh God, is he in that movie?
I think it's him.
It was a good movie.
I don't see it. Maybe that's not him. That's his lookalike. No, it's not Sam Worthington.
Yeah, Sam Worthington's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of someone else.
Are you thinking of Emil Hirsch?
No, not Emil Hirsch.
No. Are you thinking of
Sean Hatsoe?
I don't know who that is.
He looks similar to him.
I don't know who that is. All right, let's wrap this up. Anything else? What do you got?
I was just fucking down the rabbit hole yesterday looking at Lunchables. There are so many goddamn Lunchables out there. Because I like Lunchables.
Lunchables are fine. They're delicious.
But they got rid of the one that used to have the little mint and then the little Dijon mustard. So it had ham and Swiss and then turkey and cheddar and then 2 different types of crackers and then a little napkin and then you had your Dijon mustard and your mint.
Yeah, I really can't justify a whole conversation about Lunchables. I'll tell you what, let's table this. I'll bring my 9-year-old son on and you guys can have a conversation about
Dinosaur
Lunchables.
chicken nuggets,
Dinosaur
Lunchables,
chicken nuggets,
and SpaghettiOs.
Lunchables. But as it is, I think that's where we'll cut this off. Cue the music. Hey, stand in the booth.
Stand in the booth. Cue the
music. We're www.sevenishthings.com. I'm at Smoking Hamlet on the Twitters. At Merlin B. Love on the Insta. Ryan is at Glock on fire. Shout out to Transform Fitness. Always keeping it real for us.
Always our sponsor. Sweat. Buy our merch so we can make
buy our
more.
merch. Buy our merch. We'll make more. If you got a good t-shirt design, let me know.
Yeah, send it in.
Yeah, send it in. I'll design them. I'll make them. I'll sell them. You want to put your own shit on a t-shirt, I'll sell that on my website too. I don't give a fuck.
Right. No fucks given.
No, 0 fucks given. All right, I'm out.
This has been the Wizard and Warrior podcast. We're out.